coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri, gateway to the west. And boy, did London make the travel westward as they are invading St. Louis to take on the Gladiators. London coming in at 2-7, St. Louis at 4-5. Joining me in the broadcast booth once again, as always, is Gerald Giudice. Gerald, what is some interesting keys that you're looking forward to in today's game?
Well, for this game, London's defense has to show up and play today because coming in, they are dead last in points allowed per game at 34. They've also given up the most yards per game at 416.8 and the most touchdown passes at 27. Sitting at 2-7, London needs to win out here to have any possible hope to get in the playoffs, while St. Louis is sitting somewhat decent at 4-5. I also needs to win this game, but London more so than St. Louis.
Yeah, and St. Louis at the bottom of the 4-5 teams. This would be a great win for them, especially with Houston and Sioux Falls coming up. But right now they are focused on London. And London, if they're ever looking for a win, it would have to be against St. Louis, as they are 4-1. And the home team in this series is 3-2. And we are going to get set for kickoff live from Gateway Coliseum. And St. Louis will kick off, and we will see Angus McLean and the rest of the London starters here as they will get the ball first and have the first go at it. Amy Shalizzi has the ball on the tee, and we are underway. Sunday Night Football action. And we're live on YouTube. It's going to be fielded, and it's going to be brought out, making a good return, and up to the 21-yard line. And that's where we will see Angus McLean, the quarterback for the London Knights. The rest of the starters are as follows. Robert Merrill is the halfback. E. Swift, the fullback. Receiving core of Fox Highwind, Vin Kalia, Dustin Zeck, Benji Madsen, and Dayton Rhodes make up the tight ends. First down and 10. McLean will go under center to start this one off. Iggy Swift and Merrill in the backfield. St. Louis looks like they're going to be some pressure. It's going to be a handoff to Swift, who's going to get met at the line. They're going to say he picked up a gain of 1 on the play, and that was about it. And we'll get the starters for St. Louis here on the defense. Todd Dubstat, the defensive end, with Tony Roberto and Igor Barbatov. Rodney Panani, Mark Gronick, and Nicholas Warner make up the linebacking core. Joshua Dewar, Drew Riley, Freeman Peltier, and Garrett Winkler and Colin Douglas make up the secondary for the Gladiators. On second down, it's going to be thrown out by McLean. It's going to be caught in a nice turn upfield. That's going to be caught by Dustin Zeck, and a nice catch right there, and able to turn upfield for a first down.
Dustin Zeck with his 21st reception of the season was held without a catch on 5 targets in their last game. So let's just even get on the board here early in the game.
Now up to their own 34-yard line. It's going to be trips to the bottom of the formation for McLean, who can take the shotgun snap. Going to fire it quickly underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Zeck yet again to turn upfield. And a nice couple of catches there, as that's going to be Dayton Rhodes, with the reception. So it's going to be a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7.
As this offense really relies on the passing game, as McLean comes in with 2,533 yards, but not a good touchdown to interception ratio. He has 14 touchdowns and 21 picks.
Yeah, and a 77.6 QBR at that, and a 67% completion percentage. You're going to have to work on that. Nice spin move by Merrill as he got the pass underneath and able to turn upfield. And just like that, they are inside St. Louis territory to the 49.
Look at the moves there by the 6'1", 248-pound rookie there. 58th overall pick. Great spin move, because that looked like it was going to be going nowhere, maybe behind the line of scrimmage, but making 2 defenders miss and picking up the first down, just getting across midfield, as you stated.
Merrill getting going here, and then handoff to Iggy Swift up the middle this time, and he's going to be hit for no gain on the play. As coming in and making the tackle is Nicholas Warner.
Yeah, this St. Louis Gladiator defense is really in the middle of the pack. I think only giving up just shy of 100 yards rushing a game, but defensively, I think they've given up like almost some of the least amount of rushing touchdowns with 7.
Nicholas Warner is the leading tackler for the Gladiators on the defensive front. McLean dropping back, and he's going to be a short drop and a throw out to Merrill, breaking out of a tackle with a spin move at that and picking up 2 yards on the play before finally being wrestled down.
These St. Louis Gladiator linebackers are flying toward the football, but they're making the first tackle or miss. So let's see if they can do that, like in the middle of the field, like further down the field. That can result in a big play for London.
Third down and 7 from McLean, who's going to take a shot deep, and it's going to be intercepted. He wasn't touched, and getting up and running with it. Excellent awareness to pick up some yards on the play, but a great throw from McLean, but it falls into the hands. He did have the receiver, but really was there for the interception.
Reed with his 5th interception of the season. Ball was just slightly underthrown, and it proves costly as Drew really comes up with a pick. And like you said, great awareness of not being touched and getting up and picking up an extra couple of yards there to get them outside their own 20-yard line. And we'll see what the St. Louis offense can do right now.
Drew really picking up where he left off all season. That's his 5th interception, moves him up to 5th in the SFL in terms of interception numbers. And first down and 10 for Javier Vasquez. It's going to be a handoff to the other rookie, Martinez, picking up some nice yards there. It's going to be a pickup of 6 on the play before being wrestled down. And we'll say hello to the St. Louis Gladiators offense. The halfback, Cairo Martinez, just heard from him. The fullback, Bill Cherry. The receiving core, Ryan Owens, Eagle Mandavi, and Paul Dillavau. And then Phil Koss is the tight end. Second down and 4. And Vasquez under center. In the backfield is Cherry and Martinez. Short drop from Vasquez. Going to fire this one out. Nice. Have to adjust for that catch. It's Bill Cherry, but able to pick up the first down at that. And nice play there. 2 plays, and they already have a first down, moving the chains.
Great plays by the fullbacks here so far. Showing their athleticism. That ball was way behind them. Great pickup there by Bill Cherry. And I'll tell you who else had a great play on that play was the center, Zach Haldorf, just pushing, I believe it was William Davidson out and just giving Javier Vasquez a great pocket to throw out of.
Yeah, Zach Haldorf on the offensive line. Great addition for them in the draft as well. And a handoff. And this time the defense for London steps up big and getting hit in the backfield by Jeff Gagne.
Jeff Gagne comes up with a big tackle. Like you said, all the rookies here on the St. Louis Gladiator offense, I mean, all the key players that we see there, the wide receivers, all of them are rookies, so they're really showing out so far. Being 4-5 in this league, pretty good for having a rookie starting offense.
Second down and 9. Vasquez will fire this one out to the left. Pass is going to be caught out wide by Phil Koss. Going to be up to the 44-yard line. We'll get the defensive starters for the London Knights. Dean Sani and Joe Duncan, William Davidson, and Zach Turner make up the defensive line. Jeff Gagne, Tallymac Scarborough are the linebackers. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, Marquise Reed, Bo Martin Jr., and Jack Russell make up the secondary for the London Knights. We'll have to touch on Jack Russell because he's having a great season. As Vasquez dropping back on 3rd down and 6. Fire this one into triple coverage, and it's intercepted and going back the other way. And getting perfect field position for Angus McLean to take over as Vasquez showing a little bit of the rookie mistake there and firing it, and Brandon Ewing with the interception.
Yeah, just an ill-advised throw and a great interception. That ball was behind him again. Another one-handed catch. But you saw Brandon Ewing comes up with his 4th interception of the season and puts London in a great spot.
So back turnovers by both teams to start out, as London will get the ball at the St. Louis 43-yard line. McLean in the shotgun formation takes the snap, having to move around in the pocket, fires it out, and the pass is caught. Good pocket awareness from McLean, and firing it to the receiver, who's going to get it down to the 34-yard line. That's Vin Kalea with the reception.
What concentration by Vin Kalea right there, as it looked like Drew really was getting ready to just dive in front of that pass to get a 2nd interception in as many drives, but it sets up a 2nd and 2 for this London Knight offense.
Second down and 2, very manageable here. Everything open in the playbook. Handoff to Merrill, try to bounce it out wide, but the defense for the Gladiators are ready for it and getting in the backfield. What a play by Nicholas Warner to get in the backfield.
Nicholas Warner and Drew really coming up with the big hit there to bring a 3rd and 5. A nice tackle for loss there. Let's see if they can somehow get this first down, maybe get themselves in the field goal range.
Third down and 5 from the St. Louis 38. McLean dropping back on this third down, firing across the middle of the field, wide open. And that one is going to be caught on the play by Dustin Zach, who makes another reception. This one a big one to move the chains. And now to the St. Louis 28.
Dustin Zek comes up with a great catch. Not really one of Angus McLean's targets. They only have 37 targets coming into today's game. So using using the third wide receiver quite well in this game so far.
They're going to go back to that same formation. McLean dropping back, short drop back this time, move around in the pocket, throwing it out wide, and making a nice couple of jukes out there to get something going and turning it upfield. But it's only going to be a pickup of 3 on the play, caught by Kalia.
And Kalia again with the big catch, but that is a dangerous pass there. There were 2 green shirts out there and only 1 white. Somehow Kalia came down with the ball, bring it 2nd and 7.
McLean dropping back yet again, same formation, and it's going to be off the hands of Kalia this time, and it falls incomplete.
Looks like Mark Ronick was there, and you have a lot of good tacklers on this St. Louis Gladiator defense. You have 4 over the 60 plus mark. Nicholas Warren with 69, along with Colin Douglas. You got Mark Ronick with 67. You have Freeman Peltier with 61. So these defensive people can hit and knock the ball loose as well.
And a lot of stability on that defensive side as well, and especially in the secondary. Blitz coming off the edge, but McLean reads it perfectly and then able to find the receiver, as that's going to be Fox Highwind with his first grab, and it goes for a first down now inside the red zone to the St. Louis 14, as it looks like after the interception, London's offense is clicking.
Yeah, this is definitely what the London fans really wanted to see here. As you see the stats right now on Angus McLean, but a big catch by Fox Highwind.
McLean dropping back to the end zone, almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. There are 3 Gladiators in the vicinity, so McLean breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah, ball falls. Luckily for him, falls harmlessly to the turf. I think he and the receiver there were not on the same page. But Fox Highwind came up with a big touchdown last week on 3 catches for 39 yards. Let's see if McLean can at least keep the ball out of harm's way here on 2nd and 10.
Already up to 63 yards, 72% completion percentage thus far for McLean, and it's going to be a handoff to Swift going up the middle. It's going to be a gain of 2 on the play before being wrestled down by Panani.
Panani coming up there with the stick, forcing a 3rd and long. They can get a first down inside the 5 if they get to the 4-yard line. We just got to see what McLean does here in the offense. I'd love to see the tight end with the post route here, or even the wide receiver with the corner.
McLean dropping back, will fire it underneath, but the defense was ready for it and knocks it away. Looking across the middle for Dayton Rhodes, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Dayton Rhodes, an unheralded player here for the London offense, has averaging 13.9 yards per reception for the season. He's a good safety valve liner, but it hits him right in the hand. I think he was getting ready to get hit. Just heard the footsteps and dropped the football there. But London can come out of here with 3 points and take the early lead here. I think it'll set the tone well for their defense to say, hey, we got the lead, let's keep it.
Yeah, and it's very sneaky for Dayton Rhodes. He has 30 receptions for 418 yards with those 3 touchdowns, so you know he's being used heavily, especially around the goal line. So it's surprising that we didn't get a reception from him there, as it falls incomplete. And the field goal attempt from 28 yards out by Delaney is through the uprights and good. So London taking the early 3-0 lead here with just 2:53 left to go in the first quarter.
You'd say Dante DePasso at the corral on that high snap there, which is really key. You see a lot of backup quarterbacks in the game here being the holders, but they have some of the surest hands on those high snaps. So it was a great job for him to get that ball down, to have Delaney put it through the uprights.
So it was a 10-play, 30-yard drive. It was set up by the interception by Brandon Ewing. And, I mean, that's just got to be a huge side for London. You know, coming in 2-7, they did have the 2 back-to-back wins 3 and 2 weeks ago before losing last week. So getting the early lead here in St. Louis can take the pressure off of them. Nice
Definitely.
return out. Beautiful spin move, getting it up to the 30-yard line. So we saw a couple drives already, a couple interceptions by both teams before London getting some points on the board. What do you expect from the St. Louis offense here on the second go around?
Well, the St. Louis offense, I think they need to get the ball into Cairo Martinez's hands. I mean, he comes in with 705 rushing yards, 177 touches, not a lot for a running back at this stage of the season. So I think he should be fresh enough to get some more yards here.
Vasquez will fire it out. Pass is going to be caught and breaking out of a tackle and picking up extra yards after the reception. Nice play, and that's going to be Paul Delaval with the reception.
Noah coming up huge. That ball was just out of the reach of Tally Max Scarborough, but he recovers well to make the tackle downfield. But Dillo coming up big as he had 6 catches for 47 yards last week. Only has 2 touchdowns for the season, but is the favorite target of Javier Vasquez, coming in with the team leading 75 targets.
Yeah, and 54 receptions, leading the team as well by 1. First down and 10 now, up to their own 48-yard line. Vasquez take a shot deep, batted up in the air, and it's going to be knocked away into the ground. Jeff Gagne, the linebacker, getting back there in coverage, batted it up for hoping one of his teammates would be under there to get the tip interception, but it falls incomplete.
Javier Vasquez just staring down the defense that are coming on a blitz. Hit as he threw the football. Lucky that ball hits the turf, but brings up a 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10. Vasquez under center, dropping back, pressure in his face, and he is going to be sacked. Beautiful design pressure there from the London Knights, and they get in the backfield. Huge sack, and that will be Joe Duncan with his first.
Joe Duncan taking a drink there, coming up with his 7th and a half sack of the season, coming off a great game where we had 3 tackles for loss, 6 tackles, and 2 sacks in their game last week. Unfortunately, in a losing effort.
Yeah, he ties William Davidson for the team lead now with 7.5 sacks. Vasquez almost intercepted, and it falls incomplete. Tanner Hendricks is going to get the deflection there, but that one could have been costly going back the other way, looking for Ryan Owens coming across the middle on a slant.
Ryan Owens became the defender at that point because that ball was definitely read perfectly by Hendricks, as you see. And Owens had to become the defender there, as I said, to break up the pass, to bring up a 4th down and prevent the 2nd interception for Javier Vasquez in this first quarter.
That was Jack Russell with the deflection. That will be his 8th on the season, coming in with 8 interceptions, which is 2nd in the SFL. Luckily, that one for Vasquez didn't wind up in his arms, and the punt is away. It's going to be fielded and not going to go anywhere. Going to be stopped at the 20-yard line. And so St. Louis didn't do what you wanted, getting Martinez involved, but great job from the London defense. They have the game plan, and they got the punt from St. Louis, and now they get the ball back, trying to increase on their lead.
Yeah, right now, I think Angus McLean, this London offense, has just got to be smart, protect the football, use that nice run of mix of pass that he did on the last drive to get 3 points on the board.
First down and 10 from their own 20. McLean dropping back, pocket collapsing, and he is going to be sacked on the play. So both defensive lines showing out here on the second series for both teams. And boy, Todd Dumpstack getting in the backfield.
Todd Dumpstack coming in. Great swim move there over the offensive lineman Richard, just getting right past him, blowing past him, getting a little bit of help there from number 95. But I'll tell you what, great play there by Todd Dumpstack to set him in 2nd and long.
2nd and 14, 4 yards behind the original line of scrimmage here from McLean. Takes the shotgun snap. Pocket was collapsing again, but able to fire it to the receiver underneath. And that's only going to get him back to the original line of scrimmage. Pick up a 3 on the play.
Yeah, this front 4 of St. Louis is coming today. You see, like you said, with Dumpstack with now a 7.5 sack. We have Roberto coming in with 5.5. Barbatov, Russian Bear, with 5 sacks coming in. So the front 3 can really put pressure on the offense.
And on third down, pocket collapsing, and McLean's going to be sacked again. Great defensive pressure up the middle, and the defense coming alive for the Gladiators here on this third drive. As getting in there is Igor Babatov, the Russian Bear, as you like to call him, Gerald, and he gets his sack.
Yeah, the three defensive linemen, they're so quick and agile. They're only like 280 pounds. You have to see like 290, 320-pound defensive linemen. These guys are 280, 285, and they're quick.
And with Peltier and Douglas roaming around in the secondary, you really don't want to risk it there. So at least we can give McLean some credit for not trying to force anything, as he already did try to. He did force one to Reilly, and it was intercepted. Again, Reilly was in coverage and got the interception. So first down and 10 here for St. Louis, trying to get something going. And with 3 seconds left, they're going to be in London territory for the first time today. And great. It'd be great to put some points on the board on this drive here as we're coming to the last 3 seconds of the first quarter. As Vasquez will start under center, full house in the backfield. Vasquez dropping back, will fire it coming out of the backfield to Martinez, and he can't get past the first tackler as he's going to be picking up a gain of 4, and that's going to do it for very first moving first quarter as the score. London on top thanks to the JT Delaney field goal, 3-0. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. We'll be back right after this. Back here to the start of the second quarter. Gerald Giudice joining me in the broadcast booth. I'm Jeff Melanish, and doing stats for us is Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston. Thank you guys so much for what you do in the stats truck. Second down and 6 now. Vasquez taking the shotgun snap, pocket collapsing, and he's going to go down. He's going to be taking himself off the turf and getting in the backfield. What a job. That's going to be Zach Turner with his sack.
Zach Turner with his 5.5 sack. They only had 1 tackle last week, but comes up big here with the sack to make it 3rd and 13, taking him on the other side of the 50 here. Let's see what St. Louis here and Javier Vasquez can draw up.
Yeah, Zach Turner will now move up to 5.5 sacks on the young rookie season. Vasquez dropping back, will fire it out to the left. Luckily, it wasn't undercut and intercepted, going back the other way. And what a read that was, but it falls incomplete.
Watching the eyes right there. Both teams' defensive lines have come up huge right here in the first quarter, putting pressure on these quarterbacks, making them throw errant passes. Let's see right here if the punter can pin them deep inside their own 20.
Tony Lee will get credited with the deflection. And this is something that you like to see. Both defenses come to play, almost blocked by the London special teams, but they get the ball away. It's going to be fair catch is going to be signaled at the 15-yard line. And now McLean will get the ball backed up at their own 15-yard line. What are you expecting from London on this drive?
With London, their halfback, Robert Merrill, only has 1 carry and a negative 4 yards. You need to get your playmakers the football. He has 7 touchdowns. He leads the team in touchdowns with 7. You got to get him the football.
Since the London field goal 4 drives ago, it's been punt, punt, punt for both teams. First down and 10. McLean taking the shotgun snap. He'll fire it to Merrill out of the backfield. A nice okey-doke move. And with that little stutter step, picking up 5 yards before being wrestled down.
Yeah, being the only person out there making the first couple guys miss is Robert Merrill coming up with a 2nd and 5. It was a great play there. They need to start getting the ball down the field, but the offensive line isn't blocking enough to let them get time to go down the field any further.
McLean on second down and 5 will fire it, almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. Looking for Kalia again, and this time not able to connect.
Binkley again across the middle of the field where all the green jerseys are. They're having a lot of success throwing the ball wide. As you saw, like running backs out of the backfield, coming out of the backfield, or even the wide receiver screen that you've seen them throw. They need to get the ball outside toward the numbers a little bit. I think they'll be more successful.
Third down and 5 upcoming from McLean, who's under center. Drops back. He'll fire it, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Kalia yet again on the target, but it falls incomplete really with the hit.
It really is coming up big here in this first half there. with interception, a couple pass deflections, and a tackle. So big defensive stand there for St. Louis. They're going to get the ball back in probably decent field position.
And another punt is away for both teams. This would be the fourth consecutive punt. Can be fielded, and small gain there would have been just better with a fair catch. They get it out to the St. Louis 41-yard line. And again, it seems like we've hit a little bit of a lull here with both teams having to punt on the last 4 consecutive drives. What is something that can be said to these players to get them a little bit going here, Gerald?
Well, both of these offenses are really struggling. They're not putting up a lot of points. St. Louis, believe it or not, is putting up less points a game than London, only putting up 17.6. So their defense is showing up for them, but they need to get something offensively going here.
Trying to get Martinez going, pick up a 3 on the play before being wrestled down. That's something that maybe St. Louis would like to do a little bit more of. You talked about that 2 drives ago, but here it seems like St. Louis is going to get back to that ground game.
Yeah, they got to get back to that ground game, get some of the pressure off of this, because the defensive line for London is just teeing off and getting a lot of pressure on Angus McLean.
Vasquez taking a shot deep, and this one's going to be caught by Dillavow, and what a reception. And that's going to be 1st and 10 inside London territory.
I'm sorry, Javier Vasquez coming up with a great pass. You see right down, even though it was in the middle of the field, he had a step on him. Beautiful throw, pitch and catch there to Dillavo, and then brings up a first down at the London 32 here, and the ball is moving down the field in a good way for St. Louis Gladiators.
Dillavo with a big reception there. Longest one of the game so far. Vasquez dropping back, hit as he's thrown, and it falls incomplete. Turner getting in the backfield.
Like I said, you got to give these quarterbacks have got to have some time to throw the football. As you saw in the last play, Javier Vasquez had a great pocket to throw in, had some time, was able to hit Dillavo on a big pass. But these defensive linemen are coming to play. You got Sammy, Duncan, and Davidson for London just coming up huge, and Zach Turner, who's in that last play for London.
And off to Martinez on this second down play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 upcoming. Able to get at least 1 on the play, but Scarborough with the tackle on the play. So 3rd down and 9 upcoming. What are you calling here for St. Louis?
If you're St. Louis, I would love to see them go to Eagle Mondavi or even maybe Dillab. I'd love to see him go to Mondavi here, maybe on a post route or just a shallow cross.
3rd down and 9. Vasquez dropping back. Will fire it. Nice slant called there. Wide open on the play. And that is going to be a reception and a pitch and catch there. That's going to be caught by Eagle Mondavi. You called it. Like to get him involved. That's the first reception for him tonight. And it moves the chains for the St. Louis Gladiators.
You see that little shallow cross there. Eagle Mondavi, 6'3", 200-pound rookie, had 103 yards last week on 9 catches. Coming in, he was only 1 short of Dillavow with targets at 74 and 1 short of the catches with 53.
Hand off to Martinez on this first down play. Able to pick up 2 yards down to the London 13-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
Great run there just to keep the defense honest there. You have to do that to get these linebackers off Vasquez and the defensive linemen. Like, you'll get that running game going. It gives them a time to pass for that play action. It'll freeze those linebackers just a split second enough for you to get the ball in there.
7 down and 8. Pressure collapsing around Vasquez, but he's able to fire it out, and it's going to be caught by Dillavo on the sideline. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, down to the 9-yard line.
Dillavo with a great catch. I'm going to be surprised here. It looked like he was out of bounds when he caught that, if he drug a foot in or not. But looks like there's going to be no challenge here. Coming up with a 3rd and 4.
Rookie receiver with some toe drag swag on the sidelines. And 3rd down and 4 from the London 9 here for Vasquez, who drops back. He's got fire underneath and trying to get close to the first down marker. Just going to be 1 yard short. Thought the spin move was able to get it going and get that first down, but Mondavi was stopped a yard short.
Yeah, they tried that little shallow cross again. When you get that, you have to go past the first down sticks. You can't be short and hope to get the first down. You got to go past that sticks. Let's see if they're going to go for it here.
This would be a gutsy play call right here, where this would be a great get if they can do it, but it looks like they're just gonna play the play clock game here, try to get London to jump, which actually happened, I believe, last week in one of the games I was broadcasting. They were able to get the defense to jump, but here London says no to that, and they're gonna burn the timeout, and it's gonna be 4th down and 1. So St. Louis is gonna call on the field goal kicker to tie this game up.
I believe that was in the Chicago game where a lineman jumped offside, but
Yeah, it was.
it was a great try for that. I would like to see them go for it. I mean, you're 4-5, you're at home, your defense is playing great. You know, if worst comes to worst, you're going to start them at the 5. But I can see them getting the field goal. But I'd like to see them go for it.
Especially with the defense that they've been having, and they've gotten 2 sacks already. Same with London, but the defense for St. Louis is pretty stout. And 4th down and 1, the field goal from Shalizzi is through the uprights and good from 23 yards out. A chip shot by her standards. And just like that, St. Louis ties the game up at 3.
As you said, a chip shot by Hurst, and she came in here 13 of 14, but 4 of those 13 have been 50-yard plus. So that's a great weapon to have a leg like that from Amy Shalizzi, where you can be at the 35 and say, you know something, we got a kicker that can make that no problem.
And it just breathes a sigh of relief for the offense as well, knowing that they don't really have to, there's not a big burden on them when you have somebody like that, especially in crunch time. It's going to be brought out, and it's going to be to the 19-yard line, and we will see what Angus McLean could do to regain that lead as a 9-play, 53-yard drive from St. Louis, orchestrated by Vasquez, and it results in a Shalizzi field goal to tie this game up. And now with 6:14 left to go in the first half, are you expecting some shots here from McLean?
I'm expecting some shots, but they got to get some time here for him to get the football off to get at least somewhere more down the field than more than 5 yards.
Going to be starting off with a handoff to Merrill, trying to get outside, but really coming down from the cornerback spot and getting in there and blowing it up for a tackle for loss on the play.
They're really just strafing along that front edge there, reading the play nicely. The offensive line blocking, but they got the defensive lineman just stretching out the play here enough for really to come around to the backside and make that tackle. Great defensive awareness there by Drew Riley.
It's 2nd down and 11 for McLean, who's got a Merrill to his right. Shotgun formation, takes the snap, pocket is clean, but collapsing, throws it over the middle, deflected, interception on deflected, going back the other way, and they're going to be wrestled down at the 14-yard line.
Gerald Winkler comes up with a humongous interception on the tip drill here. As you see coming across the middle, it looked like Rodney Panani might have got his hands on it to deflect it up in the air. And a big turn of events here. Already in field goal range. Let's see if St. Louis here can make London pay on the turnover department.
That's the second interception for McLean. He took a shot deep, and Drew really picked him off for the first one. And here, the tip by Ronnie Panani falls into the hands, and the first play of the drive will be a handoff to Martinez, who will pick up a gain of 4 on the play, getting the ball down to the London 9-yard line.
Actually, believe it or not, that was actually a quarterback scramble. You don't see that often here in the SFL. Stepped up in the pocket. Pocket was collapsing. Nobody was open. Comes up with a huge 5-yard gain there. You don't see that too often here.
2nd and 5. Martinez under center, or excuse me, Vasquez under center, handoff to Martinez. It's going to be a pickup of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 4. The defense, again, Dean Sani coming in there, making the tackle. 3rd down and 4 upcoming for St. Louis.
This is where I would like to see a shot. Phil Koss to go in the back corner of the end zone, or maybe even again, Madavi going across the center.
And they're going to do another handoff up the middle, and this time it's not going to work. Bill Cherry with the carry. It's going to be 4th down and 3, and the defense for London will hold yet again with their backs against the wall.
Tell you what, that is a great defensive stand here by the London Knights. Maybe a little bit of help there from the play calling by St. Louis, but once again, bend don't break, coming up with another field goal.
Martinez is only 14 yards on 6 carries thus far in the game. As Shalizzi kicks it through the uprights and good this time from 24 yards out. Still a chip shot for her, but this time St. Louis takes the lead. It's 6-3 now.
Yeah, but you gotta commend London not giving up a first down there, and that could have been really damaging to them. But holding St. Louis to 3 points, that's a victory for that London defense.
Yeah, I gotta take a look at these third down numbers. You got London 2 for 6 on third down. Meanwhile, St. Louis is only 1 of 6 on third down, so that's part of the reason why both teams are having to punt. Just the third down defenses, where both teams are coming up big.
Which is
As they return
surprising,
out to the 18.
which is surprising because coming into this game, London was giving up 51% of the third down conversions. St. Louis wasn't much better, only giving up 46. So this is going to be a back and forth game to see which team can make the mistake at the wrong time.
McLean coming off the interception, trying to take better care of the football. He'll start by throwing it to Merrill coming out of the backfield. And a nice turn upfield. Drew really on the tackle, but not before Merrill picks up a gain of 8.
That's what I said before earlier in this quarter. They need to get the ball outside the hashes, get it toward the numbers to possibly get away from this defense that's just swarming on the ball right now. You saw in the middle of the field there with the interceptions by McLean, both of them in the middle of the field.
Running formation, and it's going to be a handoff to Merrill, but he's going to be met in the backfield and decked for a huge loss. Panani coming in and getting the tackle for loss. Third down and 4 now is going to be facing McLean on the London Knights offense.
If you're wondering of the number of that truck there, Mr. Merrill, it was number 52, Rodney Panani. Big hit in the backfield to bring up 3rd and 4.
Coming up at the last 3 minutes of the first half. McLean dropping back, pocket collapsing, having to throw it to Merrill, and that's not going to do it. And getting the tackle is going to be Mark Gronick, and will hold for another loss. Loss of 2 on the play, 4th down and 6, and another punt from this London Knights offense.
This defense is both defenses are playing lights out at this point, but the offenses are just stagnant. They're not getting any time to do any of the play calling that they want to do. So let's see what happens here on this next drive.
This is London's third 3 and out of the game, as the return will be up to the 43-yard line. But Gerald, I just want to talk to you about some of these numbers. St. Louis is 2-3 at home this season, averaging just 16.4 points per game at home. But meanwhile, London 0-4 on the road this season, and they're averaging 20.5 points per game on the road. So something's got to give here.
Oh, definitely. I think right now St. Louis is just happy that they got the lead right now. But if you're London, you got to be happy with the way your defense is playing, as you can see right here, another tackle for loss.
Yeah, Dean Samey with another tackle, getting behind the line and hitting Martinez. And that's something that St. Louis really's got to try to get back on track, is this run game. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. We'll get your thoughts on the other end. But St. Louis, thanks to 2 Amy Shalizzi field goals, takes the lead against London. It is 6-3, and we'll be back right after this. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. We're back with the final 2 minutes of the first half. 2nd and 11 now for Vasquez, who's under center. Trips to the top of the formation. Gonna be a handoff to Martinez, trying to get him going, but he's only gonna be picking up nothing on the play, and he's gonna like it. That's gonna be 2nd and 11 coming up. And again, the defense swarming to the football. That's Jeff Gagne with another tackle.
Jeff Gagne coming up as his 4th tackle of the ball game. We're talking about Dean Sammy and that defensive front here. He has 5 tackles for losses, and he was just signed in week 6. So he's been a great addition to this London Knights defense.
3rd down. Oh, what an interception! The London Knights take back the football. Jeremy McDonald says, "Give me that one, son." And he's going to take that and give Angus McLean great field position at midfield.
What an acrobatic pick there by McConnell, going for Eagle Mondavi. A huge break there for the London Knights. Big defensive play here. Let's see if they can get some points on the board before the half.
Both quarterbacks now with 2 interceptions apiece. McLean under center, bunched to the top of the formation for him. He steps up in the pocket and he chucks it. He got eyes in the side of his head there as he saw Merrill coming out of the backfield, able to pitch it, give the ball to him. It's going to be a pickup of 1 on the play.
That was just an ugly play from the start. Again, pressure coming from the outside, forcing Angus McLean to step up. And that's a dangerous pass out there with the 2 green shirts and only 1 of his.
2nd down and 9 from the St. Louis 49-yard line. McLean under center, drops back 5. Pocket starting to collapse around him. He throws it as he's hit. Oh, and he had the receiver running the corner route, but it falls incomplete. The pressure got there and forced McLean to throw it before he wanted to.
That's definitely what happened there. As you see, Tony Roberto coming up there with a huge quarterback pressure. Made him throw that ball a split second sooner than he wanted. Didn't get the ball to his receiver, bringing up a huge 3rd down and 9 for this London Knights offense. They need to do something. They need to do it quick.
What are they going to call here on 3rd down and 9 from the St. Louis 49? McLean will fire it. Pass is going to be off the hands. He had the receiver, Kalia, yet again with the target, but it falls incomplete. And he probably was railed from the first time. He took the hit from Drew Reilly that forced the incompletion, and there probably was hearing footsteps yet again.
This is where I'm not sure. I mean, I know Vin Kalia is one of basically your senior wide receiver, but right now out of 22 throws, 9 of them have been to Vin Kalia, and they're going to target him. They got to get the ball in other people's hands here.
Oh, nice spin. I was surprised there wasn't a fair catch on that one. And Ryan Owens brings it out to the 17-yard line. Yeah, Kalia is one of those receivers that you just got to keep an eye on because he's having quite a impressive campaign for him. 55 receptions, 827 yards. That's 5th in the SFL coming in and 3 touchdowns. So he's been heavily involved in this London offense. So if you're the defense for St. Louis, they're doing a good job of keeping him in check and holding him to only 11 yards so far in the first half. So it's 1st down and 10 now for Vasquez. And he'll fire it out, and the pass is going to be caught for a 1st down. Eagle Mondavi with a nice grab there and to move the chains to the 29.
Mondavi was basically just a go route, and just got behind the defense, and Vasquez put that ball perfectly.
1st down and 10 now for Vasquez with 42 seconds left to go. And he's going to fire it, and this one's going to be interception. So the turnover machines keep turning it over. And this one is going to get McLean better field position than the last interception. Tanner Hendricks coming up with his. And this time, boy, oh boy, both quarterbacks here throwing it to the opposing defenses. I bet the receivers are going to have to start putting on London Knights and Gladiators jerseys.
Yeah, I don't know if the lights are just too bright there or what, but that is 5 interceptions so far being thrown here in the first half. And right now, with London, you could actually come out of this at halftime, maybe even ahead, or at worst, possibly only being tied.
McLean dropping back from under center. He's going to fire across the middle. Luckily, that one wasn't intercepted. But Kalia with a reception there. This time he hauls it in. It's going to be 1st down, now down to the St. Louis 15-yard line.
Vin Kalia with only his 3rd catch on 10 targets. But that was huge. That ball was just out of the reach of Rodney Panani there. Dangerous pass, but it comes up big for London as they are in the red zone right now. Let's see if they can protect the football here and at least get the 3 points on the board to tie this game up.
St. Louis burns their first timeout. They got 2 left in the half with 31 seconds left to go. McLean will fire it off his back foot. He's got the receiver, and he makes the grab, and they're going to burn their 2nd timeout. Kalia yet again with another reception, so he is getting the targets. That's his 11th target and his 4th reception.
I'll tell you what, I thought he was throwing that ball away at first, just throwing it over the head of the running back, but Got it somehow to Kalia to bring up a 2nd and 6. This is where you need to get your tight ends. You have a 6'6" tight end in Benji Matson, 6'5" in Dayton Rhodes. You need to get these guys the football on this really short secondary of the St. Louis Gladiators.
Rhodes has 3 touchdowns, but they're going to throw it to Swift. Turns upfield, gets the first down, but he's going to be knocked down inbounds. Clock is still going to be running with 15 seconds now. Down to 14, 13. McLean hustling them to the line. He's under center, and he spikes it with 10 seconds to go.
I would have liked to have seen them use the timeout there. You time out, you get yourself settled here. You'd have 8 more seconds. You're going to put the ball in the end zone anyway. So, and you had 2 left. I would have just used the timeout there. But let's see what happens here on this 2nd and goal. Like I said, you have tight ends that have at least a 6-inch vertical, a 6-inch height advantage on some of these
I'm
secondary,
going to
but they're going
stop
to
you
go
right
for
there,
the field
Gerald.
goal.
London is going to go for the field goal here. They're going to not even waste it with 10 seconds left to go. So Delaney on to kick the field goal. It's through the uprights and good. A chip shot for him. And we're all knotted up, back up at 6.
I disagree with the call there. You are in a must-win situation here. Being 2-7, you have to give your offense at least 1 shot in the end zone. If it's not there, have Angus throw it away and then go for the field goal. I think that was a wasted opportunity there, being down that close.
But could that be because of the turnovers that he's already had, that the coaching staff was like, all right, we don't want to risk anything being in this position. We'll just go ahead and take the 3.
That's probably why. I'm not saying it wasn't a good call, but yeah, I guess if they're having this many turnovers in the game and the defense is playing well, I guess you're happy to come out of this first half, maybe with a 6-6 tie, but you need wins, and matching field goals isn't going to do that for you.
So off the interception, a 5-play, 27-yard drive resulted in a JT Delaney field goal attempt, and it was made. So we're all knotted up at 6, and a handoff to Bill Cherry will take us to the halftime break, and Scarborough with the tackle. And just like that, we are all knotted up exactly how we started, but we have a couple points on the board. 6-6 is the score heading into halftime, and a kind of must-win for both teams here to keep the playoff hopes alive. Nothing set in stone yet, but again, London coming in 2-7, St. Louis 4-5, and it's been basically about the turnovers, Gerald. I mean, 2 interceptions thrown by McLean. Meanwhile, Javier Vasquez has 3 interceptions thrown.
As you can see the stats right there, the game is basically just as even as those stats represent. Less than 110 yards of offense for each ball club. As you see, Robert Merrill right now, 3 carries for -7 yards. And of course, Vin Kalia, the big playmaker for London, 4 catches on 11 targets. Both quarterbacks turning the ball over frequently, as you mentioned. Angus McLean, 17-26 for $106, 65% completion, but a QBR of 41.5, while Vasquez 9-16 for 91 yards, completing just over 56% of his passes with a QBR of 33.1. Kyle Martinez, their big back, 8 carries for 13 yards. Ryan Owens only has a target. The London's tight ends only have 1 target combined. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. If both defenses play like this, it's basically going to be which quarterback is going to make the big mistake, Angus or Javier. Now, Javier did throw the 3rd pick, which led to London to tying the game up. But we'll see what happens here in the second half. Which defense basically is going to make the play here, because both of these offenses are struggling.
And it's basically going to be who has the ball last and who has it in a better field position, because it looks like even if you get a turnover, it's not always a sure thing that you're going to turn that one into points. You might turn that football back over to the other team. So, I mean, good job by holding these returns on these interceptions to only a couple of yards and nothing major. But it's just been the time in which the interceptions have happened. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if London goes back, and hopefully this doesn't happen, but if they're already regretting not taking at least a shot into the end zone, then that could be a big one there too. Giving up points, able to take the field goal. I know they tie it up, But I mean, at the end of the day, 2-7, and you're taking the opportunity to tie the game instead of getting the lead.
Yeah, of course, and the big momentum shift I think in London's favor was when McLean threw the interception. They were inside the red zone, and the defense stopped them and held them to 3. That was a shift of momentum to London area. So let's see if they can keep it up here defensively starting this third quarter.
Jeff Melanish, that was the voice of Gerald Giudice. We're coming to you live from Gateway Coliseum in St. Louis, Missouri. Ryan Owens will bring the football out to the 21-yard line. Doing the stats for us, Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston. So thank you guys so much for what you do in the stats truck. And it's 6-6 here. What are you expecting from the first drive coming out for St. Louis?
If you're St. Louis, like I said, like early in the first half, you got to get Cairo Martinez the football. I mean, throwing it somewhere, but you got to get him on the outside. Let him use that speed that he has to break away from tacklers.
First down and 10. Vasquez dropping back, but will fire to Martinez out of the backfield, but he's going to be wrestled down for no gain on the play. The defense for the London Knights were all over that one and not able to get out of the backfield.
Yeah, you got to get a little quicker on the hits there because you're getting your defense set up to stop Martinez. They just just got to hit those quick hitters, get them out. Don't get them run line of scrimmage. Get them 3 or 4 yards deep if you can.
Samuel Cassidy on the tackle. Vasquez on second down. We'll fire this one out. Pass is going to be caught by Koss, the tight end. And that's going to be his second reception, but it's only going to be a pickup of 3 on the play.
Yeah, 2 catches for 6 yards for Phil Koss, but none of these wide receivers are getting the ball really downfield quite a bit because neither quarterback's having a lot of time to throw the football.
Vasquez dropping back, pocket collapsing, but he finds Koss, the tight end. He spins, tried to get going forward, but he's going to be 2 yards short. So the defense for London coming up big again and getting the stop here, 3 and out for the St. Louis offense.
And the funny part about both defenses is they are creating pressure with a 3-man front. If you can get to the quarterback with a 3-man front and dropping 8, it's going to be a long day for the quarterbacks to try to complete passes.
St. Louis came in with 47% third down conversion. That was 19th in the SFL, so they are not a good team on third down. Meanwhile, in the game, they are 1 of 8. That's 12.5% so far, and that's going to be doing any team in when you can't convert on third downs. And going to be first down and 10 for McLean. So what are you expecting for their first drive of the second half?
Since they're focusing on Merrill, you need to get the ball to your tight ends. They're your safety blankets in times of crisis. They can be a great hot route, but they got to get Merrill going here.
McLean dropping back 7 steps, looking around. He's going to have to throw it. He throws it down the run, and it is somehow caught. But there is a flag on the play. We're going to have to wait and see what they'll call. But so far, Dustin Zeck with the reception.
There's got to be a hold there. The way he was running around here. Oh, it was pass interference.
Oh, they're going to call pass interference on the defense, and that's going to be called on Rodney Panani. Big pass interference call there. I hope we get a replay because I don't know about you, Gerald, but I didn't really see anything that could be constituted as pass interference.
I didn't either, but I had that ball should not have nearly been thrown. I mean, that was just a wounded duck at best. Somehow it got in his hands, but the penalty brings him up closer to midfield.
Yeah, now they're going to be up to the 46-yard line. Handoff up the middle. That's going to be Iggy Swift on the carry. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Iggy Swift right now is your leading ball carrier for London with 5 yards on 4 carries. Neither one of these ball clubs are running the football good. 7 carries for London for -2 yards. So they need to get the ball somehow in the playmaker's hands here.
They'll get it to Iggy Swift out of the backfield, and he's going to be wrestled down by Panani, trying to make up for that penalty of pass interference a couple of plays ago. Third down and 2 upcoming for the London Knights.
This is where I would normally say you hand the ball off to Robert Merrill here and get the first down. But the way this defense is keying on him, I would love to see a play action pass, maybe to get it to Vin Kalia or Fox Hale or Highwind.
3rd down and 2. We'll see what they call, but they're going to go with a bunch set to the top of the formation. Handoff to Merrill up the middle and dragging defenders with him enough for the 1st down. Panani was around his feet, and so was Mark Gronick.
Great power running there for Merrill. Believe it or not, his longest gain of the game was 4 yards. He's still in negative territory, but big 1st down there for this London Knight offense.
Now it's 1st down and 10. Handoff to Swift up the middle, trucking defenders. And he is going to get 7 yards to the St. Louis 36.
Maybe the key right now for London is to give the ball to Iggy Swift. As you, Iggy Swift coming in 6'1", 248. Maybe that's what he needs to go against these linebackers that are only 245 and 211 cornerbacks here, and punish that defense a little bit and slow them down.
4 down lineman for the Gladiators on the 2nd down and 3 play. It's going to be a handoff to Merrill as he will be hit, but he'll gain a gain of 1 on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2, and Panani coming in and making the tackle on Merrill.
Panani coming up again with the stop. Tackle number 9 of the game. Just reading the defensive line, following the offensive blocking scheme, and coming up with a beautiful tackle. Coming up with 3rd and 2.
McLean on 3rd down and 2 throws a duck, and it's going to be batted away and almost intercepted on the deflection. Freeman Peltier will get credited with the deflection and falls to the ground. 4th down and 2 upcoming for the London Knights.
And I'm looking over there in the chat. It says throw it to Benji. I could not agree more. Bonos. I think they need to get their tight ends involved in here, but it's going to bring up another punt. And the way the defense is playing, if they can pin them inside the 5, they could have a great chance of getting the ball back here in great field position if their defense plays as it's been all game.
The punt is away from London, and it's going to be towards an angle to the sidelines. It's going to be caught, no fair catch given, and it's going to be at the 18-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you are watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more information today. 1st down and 10 now for Vasquez, dropping back. He'll fire it out to the left. Pass is caught by Koss yet again, so it looks like some of the halftime adjustments was to get Koss more involved. That's his 3rd reception of the 2nd half.
Yes, great route there. Just a simple out route to the sideline. There was great timing on both receiver and quarterback. Good gain of 5 yards. Bring up a 2nd and manageable.
Koss now up to 11 yards on 3 receptions. Handoff to Martinez. Got a nice block, and he's going to get close to the 1st down marker and pushed across the 1st down marker, so they're going to give him the 1st down. Great run by Martinez and keep the forward progress going.
Yeah, looked like he was going to be stopped there short of the 1st down marker, but just kept his legs churning to get that 1st down. Maybe that'll be the spark that this St. Louis Gladiator offense needs.
Now up to their own 28-yard line. Vasquez dropping back. He's going to take a shot deep, and it's going to be batted up in the air and almost intercepted. Looking for Dilivo out wide, and it falls incomplete.
That ball was a yard short. If that ball was a yard further, we'd still be calling that play as Dilivo got behind the defense. That ball was a yard further down the field. Dilivo was in for 6.
Vasquez got to find a little bit more arm strength on his throws. 2nd down and 10. We'll see if he has it on this one. Trips to the top of the formation for him as he takes the shotgun snap. Pockets clean. He'll take another shot that way, and this time it's going to be answered in triple coverage. Taking a chance and coming down with it. Great reception there to the 42-yard line. Dilivo showing what he can do here as he makes the reception.
Brandon Ewing there on the coverage there got a little bit turned around, but great adjustment to the football by Dilivo to come up big here. Up to 76 yards now on 4 receptions. And here comes St. Louis's offense. Is that the spark that they need to get some points on the scoreboard?
Dilivo now up to 76 yards receiving on 4 receptions. Vasquez dropping back. He'll take a shot across the middle of the field again, and this time it's going to be caught. And Dilivo with another grab as it's the Dilivo and Vasquez connection on this drive.
And back-to-back plays there, going to Dilivo there. As you see what a camera work there, just what a play call right there. As you saw, Koss going to the sideline, maybe froze the linebacker just a little bit and gave enough room for Dilivo to come underneath and get that pass. So great route running there by both Dilivo and Phil Koss.
Two receivers to the bottom of formation, one to the top for Vasquez, who's in the shotgun. As he's got Cherry and Martinez in the backfield, he takes the shotgun snap. He'll fire across the line, and this time it's going to be caught yet again by Dilivo and making a nice, Ryan Owens with the reception. So first down and 10, and he gets the ball down to the 14 of London.
First catch there by Ryan Owens. I like the play call of keeping both Cairo and Bill there in the backfield to protect him, give him some more time to throw the football, and they're marching.
Like to see if maybe they go back to that formation, and that play worked there. Handoff to Martinez up the middle, and he is going to get nothing, and he's going to like it. Second down and 10 coming up.
You see you got Gagne again there coming up with the stick. Great drive right now. I'd love to see them maybe get the ball to Phil Koss now. This is where you need your big play guy here. You have Koss with 5 touchdowns. You have a chance to get in the end zone with him. You might as well take it right now.
8th play of the drive. Vasquez dropping back, throwing it to Martinez out of the backfield. Not able to turn upfield, though. Led just a little bit too much from Vasquez, and that one's not going to do it. It's going to be third down and 10 now coming up.
Great defensive play there, I believe, by Brandon Ewing, forcing Vasquez to throw that ball maybe a little further out than he wanted. Because if he would have threw it short, Ewing would have been undercutting the football. So great play there by Ewing. Underrated play. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Longest play in terms of the yards for either team. Vasquez to the end zone, and it falls incomplete. Maybe looking for a flag there, but the refs will keep it in their pocket. It's going to be 4th down and 10, and we're going to see another field goal attempt from Amy Shalizzi.
Yeah, looking for Costa in the back of the end zone there. Ball just a little overthrown, maybe a little bit too much heat on it, but comes up with a field goal here for Amy Shalizzi, already having 2 field goals in this game, going for her 3rd.
Shalizzi lines up, and she is set, just waiting for the snap. It's going to come. Great snap, great place. The kick is on the way and through the uprights. 30 yards out. Shalizzi will tack on 3 more points. And this time, St. Louis regains the lead 9-6.
It's the kicker show right now. Shalizzi and Delaney putting up all the points as you see on the board. But give credit to both of these defenses. As I said, London came in here giving up 34 points a game, has only given up 3 field goals, and is giving up the most yards a game at 416, just shy of 417, and only gave up 108 yards coming into the third quarter. So the defenses have been playing well.
Yeah, defense have been playing pretty all right for both teams compared to what they're doing on the season. And the return by Zach out to the 22-yard line. All right, now McLean and the London Knights are down yet again. This time 9-6. What do you expect? What do you want to see from London to keep this drive alive?
Again, you got to get all your players involved. Your tight ends can't have just one target right now coming into the 4th quarter. You got to get them involved.
McLean dropping back. He'll fire it out to the left. Pass is going to be caught, turning upfield. Going to be a pickup of 6 on the play. Kalia yet again with another reception. 5 receptions on 10 targets.
I know that Kalia is your main target, but you got to start throwing it other places. Fox Highwind, who came in with averaging 13.5 yards a catch and 5 touchdowns, only has 1 target right now. They need to get everybody involved in the offense.
And the handoff to Miro goes up the middle. He'll be picking up a gain of 1 on the play before being tackled by Barbatov. And yeah, I mean, you alluded to getting receivers more involved. Is it possible that maybe that's the thing with McLean is not recognizing and getting off of his reads a little bit.
It's got to be, but that could be from the pressure as well that St. Louis is bringing. Both defensive lines have been bringing pressure the whole game, so that could be that he just being panicky and just throwing to his first receiver.
As Warner coming in and making the tackle, it's going to be 4th down and 2, and London's going to be punting the football back to the St. Louis Gladiators.
Yeah, Hunter didn't get a good punt off in the last series there, so he needs to redeem himself here with a boomer.
Punt is away, and it's going to be fielded and returned nowhere to the 35-yard line. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, SFLM. There's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through Simulationfl.net. The second season of the SFL Minor League starts Friday, October 9th. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rustelli on Discord for more information. Vasquez dropped it back on 1st down and 10. He's going to sling it, and it's going to be intercepted. And just like that, one play, one interception, and who else but Jack Russell. This guy has been on a tear this season, and that's his 9th interception of the season.
As you said, the 9th interception of the season could not have come at a better time for these London Knights. Now you have the ball close to midfield. This is your opportunity. You got to get the ball out. Protect Angus McLean. You're not running the football. You have to get everybody involved here.
If you're Freeman Peltier or Colin Douglas or even Geralt Winkler or Drew Reilly or Joshua Dewar, you really got to think about how you're going to take the football away and get this back into your hands, as Merrill will be hit behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 3 on the play, and that's not going to be a good way to start the game or start the series. Todd Dumpstat being credited with the tackle for loss.
Todd Dumpstat coming up big, 2nd and 13. This is where you can't be if you're London. You got to get yards on 1st down. You can't keep having 2nd and 10, 13, because then you just fall right into the defense's hands.
Trips to the top formation. McLean taking a shot, but this is going to be intercepted. It's going back the other way. And that one is going to be tackled at the 45-yard line. We were talking about it, and Joshua Dewar coming up with the play here and get the momentum back in the Gladiator side.
Joshua Dewar comes up with his first pick of the year, 2nd of his career. Again, a ball underthrown there. He was heading for Fox Highwind, but another costly turnover here. 7 interceptions thrown in the game by both of these quarterbacks. You got to start protecting the football here. If you're St. Louis, maybe you just run the football with Cairo Martinez and just get out of here with maybe a 12-6 or a 12-9 win.
This is the second time that both teams have gone back-to-back in interceptions, and it's thrown. And the pass is going to fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10 upcoming.
Eagle Mondavi in the chat says, what are the QBRs right now? Right now, McLean is at 31.7, and Javier Vasquez just higher at 37.2.
2nd down and 10. Vasquez running across the middle. Pass is going to be caught, but a pickup of 6 on the play. Going to be 3rd down and 4. Ryan Owens with another reception.
Ryan Owens coming up big with his 2nd catch of this 3rd quarter. Let's see what happens here now. It's 3rd and 4. You have the whole playbook open here. Can they get the 1st down here to keep this drive alive and to keep this clock going?
3rd down and 4. Now, what are they going to call? They're going to be a handoff to Martinez, dragging bodies, and he's going to get enough for the 1st down. St. Louis, or it looked like London had that bottled up in the backfield, but Martinez getting a little shifty and powerful and picking up the 1st down.
Once again, he came up with a humongous run here. 23 yards on 11 carries. Tough sledding for him, but it's going to come up here in the 4th quarter.
And we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter is coming up next. Everybody put your 4s up in chat. It's a 9-6 ball game. Still anybody's game. And we'll be back right after this. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Gerald Giudice, the play-by-play, or the analyst for me. I'm Jeff Melanishin. Doing stats is Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston, coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri, Gateway Coliseum. Pass is thrown out to Dillo, and he does exactly what he's always been doing, and that's going to be a first down.
Jovo coming up with his 7th reception of the game. Comes over the 100-yard mark at 115, averaging 16.4 yards a reception right now. Longest play of the game goes to him, I believe, with 30 yards, and that looks like about a challenge here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to challenge whether he made the catch and got the feet down in bounds to make the catch. And we're going to take a look as well and see exactly what the ref is seeing. R62 under the hood. I
I
believe that
thought,
is a catch.
I think that left foot was down when he made the catch. Let's see what Ref 62 thinks.
The pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to say it's overturned. London is not going to be charged a timeout, and Liam Crowder looking like a genius on that challenge.
He must have been bobbling the football. The ball was just out of our range as he spun, so maybe he was bobbling the football. But break there for the London Knights defense here, coming up at 2nd and 10.
Trips to the top of the formation for Vasquez, went to the bottom of the formation. He takes the shotgun snap. He's going to fire across the middle. Diving grab by Dilivo, and it's going to be caught as he now hits 100 yards on 7 receptions. He's been the leading target leader for St. Louis in the game today, and he's been making the most of it.
And that first down gets them in Amy Chalizzi range right now. So if you're Javier Vasquez, you want to protect the football here.
Hand off to Cherry going up the middle. He's going to be picking up a gain of 6 before being wrestled down. And it looks like the St. Louis Gladiators is just going to try to suck the life out of the London Knights here on this drive.
Right now, if you're St. Louis, you're talking to Zach Haldorf, you're talking to Schumann, the Schumann brothers, you're talking to Smith, you're talking to Johnson, saying, let's get this ball in the end zone. We got them on their heels.
2nd down and 4. Vasquez under center. Hand off to Martinez trying to go outside. He had the hole in the middle. And this time he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play as it was Russell getting in the backfield to break that one up. But again, not seeing the hole for Martinez.
The Terrier comes in with some bite to go with that bark. His 9th tackle. He's having a great game right here. Brings up a 3rd and 7.
From the London 30-yard line, Vasquez taking the shotgun snap, firing it to the left. Pass is going to be caught enough to move the chains and keep the drive alive. What a throw from Vasquez, especially when he needed it to keep the drive going. 1st down and 10 from the 22. Eagle Mandavi on the reception.
He's definitely throwing the football at least good on this drive right now. Usually do about 100 yards, but that was a great pass. It's a great route by Mandavi to give him a target to throw to and not have to put the ball in harm's way.
Hand off to Martinez on the 1st down call. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and not doing much of anything in the game. And that's been something that London's pride themselves on, is being stopping the run. And again, that's something they probably wanted to do coming into this game, and they've done a really good job of doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Merrill is still not on the plus. I'm sorry, not on the plus side for them, but Cairo's not having that much of a better game here. 13 carries for 20 yards.
But they find Martinez out of the backfield, breaks 1 tackle, then picking up 9 on the play. Going to be 3rd down and 1 upcoming. Very manageable for Vasquez to pick up this 1st down.
Definitely. But this is where I would love to see him hand the ball off to Bill Cherry here, as they're probably going to be focusing on Martinez, and you get that big fullback just barreling downhill, get that 1st down.
11th play of the drive. This will be the longest drive of the game by either team. It's going to be a handoff to Martinez. I don't know what he was seeing, but he did not see the 1st down marker because he's going to be tackled with no gain on the play. 4th down and 1.
Big stop there. I have no idea what he was looking at either, because he could have just, I think, just barreled through that hole. But another field goal coming up. Now, this is huge, because this will force London to try to get that ball in the end zone.
And that's something that neither team has done so far in the game. As Shalizzy with the field goal attempt on the way, and this one's good from 29 and extends the lead. This is the largest lead by any team, up 6. It's a 12-6 ball game.
Yeah, 12-6 ball game. You see Shalizzy coming through again, 4 for 4 on the game. Man, this is where London, Angus McLean, the offense needs to find something. Whatever you've done so far in this playbook has not worked. You gotta get something going here. Whether it's throwing the ball to your tight ends, a little misdirection, something.
Now oh, and Dustin Zach turning upfield, and he's going to be hit at the 13-yard line. Didn't like what he saw out to the right, tried to cut it backfield, but instead loses a lot of yards on the return. And now London backed up inside their own 20-yard line at the 13.
Dustin Zech there with a rookie mistake, trying to make a play for London here, backs your offense up in a bad position. Let's see if they can manage to get out of it.
McLean from under center going to take a shot. It's going to fall off the hands and incomplete. The receiver, Khalil, was out there. He was open. He had the reception, and it falls incomplete. Luckily, it didn't fall into the hands of Colin Douglas.
Colin Douglas there coming up with a play. Again, that ball was just a yard or two underthrown. Callie was behind the defense, as you so expertly said, but the ball falls to the ground incomplete.
Second down and 10. What does McLean have in his arsenal? 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. He drops back. Pocket's starting to collapse around him, and he's going to go down. Pocket awareness not there. He was moving around trying to buy the receivers time to get open, but instead, Todd Dubstat had other ideas, and it's going to be a sack on the play. 3rd and 16 upcoming.
I think that's Dubstat's second sack of the game. It comes at a big time, forces London back inside their own 10.
And a handoff up the middle. That's not going to do it. Merrill, luckily, able to get something. He got knocked backwards, and luckily it wasn't in the end zone. 4th and 20 now. So just a porous effort there from the London offense here, especially when you needed it coming up. You didn't even take a minute off the game clock.
Yeah, that was just all. I don't know if it was bad play calling or bad execution by London. Great defense there by St. Louis, or a combination of the both of them. But right now, you give them the ball back, only a 31-yard punt there, and you're already in field goal range for Amy Shalizzy. This could be the drive, and that drive, lack of drive, I should say, by London, could just have sealed the deal for them in this football game.
1st down and 10 now set up in the London 34-yard line. Vasquez under center. He drops back. He's going to fire it to Cherry coming out of the backfield, who makes a nice grab, and he's only going to get 1 before being hit by Jack Russell on the play.
Yeah, you try to get the stiff arm there, and Jack Russell said, no, you'll sit down right here. Coming up with his 10th tackle of the game, 2nd and 9. If you're St. Louis, I think you just run the football here. You got your field goal kicker and Shalizzy that can nail him from 50. Just protect the football and give yourself a 9-point lead.
And off to Martinez going up the middle. He'll gain a short gain on the play. Going to be 3rd down and 5 upcoming now from the London 23-yard line. Defense for London has to come on this play. It's going to be with under 5:30 left to go in the game.
Yeah, like I said, if you're St. Louis here, I don't think you put the ball in the air. You give it to Cairo, put it on Shalizzy's foot here to get you a 2-score game.
Vasquez dropping back, pocket collapsing. That might be out of range. We'll have to see if Shalizzy is still going to come out for the field goal. Zach Turner getting in there for a sack, and he's been all over Vasquez in the game. Turner he's been a little bit quiet since the first couple weeks of the season, but here he's making his presence felt on the St. Louis defense offensive line.
Yeah, big time sack there. Did it put him out of field goal range? No, we got Shalizzy coming out here for maybe her 5th 50-yard attempt of the season.
Snap is down. Kick is on the way from the foot of Shalizzi. And it is good from 51 yards out. Extends the lead. It is now 15-6. And that could be huge. London's offense hasn't really been getting going in here in the second half, as now it's a two-score game.
As you saw the replay that Shalizzi doing the body lean there, trying to tuck it inside that right upright. But what a amazing field goal kicker right there. 51 yards, her fifth 50-plus make of the season. That could be the dagger right now because it puts it at a two-score game.
Kick is away. It's going to be fielded by Zet, coming out of the end zone, trying to make something happen. He's past the 20 to the 23. Download crowd play. That's our new partner for 2020. And play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is tomorrow night, Monday. That's Jacksonville at Florida at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. First down in 10 for McLean, trying to get this offense going. It's been sputtering. He pump fakes. He's going to throw it anyway, and it's going to fall incomplete. Who else? We're looking for Vin Kalia, but it falls incomplete. And there was a lot of gladiators in the vicinity to get that one.
Yep, now let's go back here. London being down 2 scores. Now let's go back to the end of the first half. We're wondering if them kicking that field goal with 10 seconds left and not having a shot at the end zone, could that come back to haunt them? Right now, that could be the mistake that really was the detriment to London.
Big drop back from McLean, firing it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Kalia yet again, and this time it's going to be 3rd down and 2, ball up to the 30-yard line, and they're going to hurry it up with 4:14 left to go. McLean under center, dropping back, pocket collapsing. He's going to take a shot, and it's going to be intercepted. Drew Really yet again, as that is a huge play of the game, and that's the 2nd interception for the cornerback.
Drew Really coming up big again. Again, a ball that was just slightly underthrown. And again, it was Vin Kalia there, and they're just reading the quarterback perfectly. Both quarterbacks here with 4 INTs in the game, 8 total combined. So the quarterbacks aren't not having a great day.
15-6 is the ball game. And a handoff to Martinez up the middle. That's not going to do it. Loss of 1 on the play. Scarborough getting in the backfield to blow that play up.
Yeah, if you're St. Louis right now, I don't think. Well, I wouldn't put the ball. If I was a coach, I would not put the ball in the air. You run 3. If you go 3 and out, no biggie. You can pin them deep. There's going to be less than 3 minutes to go on the clock. You're up 2 scores. If I was St. Louis, that ball would just go into Cairo's gut 2 more times.
2nd and 11 now for Vasquez, who's under center. Cherry and Martinez in the backfield. Gonna be a handoff to Martinez on this play. He's got lead blocker. Oh! Dilivo was not able to hold on to the block. As Martinez, he could have been sprung for a bigger gain there. But that one is going to be read out by Ewing. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and both defenses have come to play here, and I gotta give credit. You gotta give credit to London. That came in here, giving up 34 points, and have held St. Louis to 15 points, all on field goals. No team has visited the paint yet, but we'll see what happens here on 3rd and 7.
3 of 13 on 3rd down for St. Louis in the game. Handoff to Martinez, and he's not going to get it. And being hit behind the line, at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle there from the Jeff Gagne, the middle linebacker, and that's just something that we come to expect from Jeff Gagne. But it's gonna be 4th down and 7. So London still has a chance at this one with 2:24 left to go.
Yeah, not out of it, but running out of time here. As you see that the clock dipping down, it's going to be around the 2-minute warning when they get the ball back, and it might not be in very good field position.
Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. That's the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back with the final 2 minutes after this. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. .152 left in the game. Angus McLean will start under center. First down and 10. McLean dropping back, firing it and checking it down, and just going the wrong way. That's not going to do it. That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play from Dustin Zeck. Second down and 13 upcoming as McLean's going to go hurry up. Dropping back. They're going to bring the pressure, the Gladiators. But McLean will fire it out, and that's going to be the first timeout taken by the London Knights.
You got to start throwing that ball down the field. These 5-yard outs aren't going to do it. Basically, this drive is your season. If you want to get to the playoffs, you've got to get the football down the field. You might as well, you've already thrown 4 interceptions. You might as well take the risk and maybe throw 5, but you got to get the ball somewhere down the field.
St. Louis defense might be ready for it, though. McLean will fire this one. Nice catch coming across the middle of the field. That was Vin Khalil yet again with another reception. He's been the reception hog on the Knights offense tonight. McLean dropping back yet again with the hurry up. Pressure in his face. He throws it looking for Khalil yet again, but it falls incomplete. Really in coverage yet again, looking for another interception, which would be the hat trick.
Yeah, really came up big on that play there, coming up with a big second interception on the last drive. I think this is going to be, if not heartbreaking for the London team, and a big boost for St. Louis coming in here, hosting a team that desperately needed to win and came up with a great game plan.
Oh, this one falls off the hands and incomplete. Receiver looking to turn upfield and run with it before he even had the football. That was Andy Mann with the reception, or with the incompletion.
Andy Mann, they're just trying to do something, and you got to have the football to make the play. So it comes up here, 3rd and 10. You know it's going to be 4th down territory for this London Knights offense.
3rd down and 10. McLean dropping back. What does he have? He has the receiver. That's Dustin Zeck with the reception and getting the first down and keeping the drive alive for the London Knights. They're going to hurry it up. McLean hustling back to the line of scrimmage. Drops back 7. Fired underneath. Pass is going to be caught. And it's going to be short gain on the play, and they're going to hurry this one up. That was Fox Highwind with his 2nd reception of the game. Angus McLean dropping back. He's going to take a shot wide open down the sidelines. Fox Highwind into the end zone. Don't go anywhere. London still has a chance in this game. Touchdown, London. They find Pater.
Finally, someone gets into the end zone in this game. Fox Highwind, this time behind the defense, and the ball was thrown on the money. You see burning Gerald Winkler and Joshua Dewar right there, coming up with a big score. Let's see what they do here. I think you just kick the extra point here. Not to be anything crazy here for possibly an onside kick, and a field goal could win this game.
Yeah, 2 timeouts left for London, so it is definitely onside kick territory. As the extra point from Delaney, we're awaiting that. Snaps down, kick is down the way, and it's through the uprights and good. And so now it is 15-13. London still in this ball game, but now they have to try to get the onside kick.
Right now, if you're the special team coach for London, you're telling your guy, come on, this is what we practice all season for. We need to execute right now.
London 2-7 needs this onside kick. Kick is away, up in the air, but it's going to be fielded by St. Louis. And they will get a couple of knees down, and that's going to be all she wrote. London giving a valiant effort, coming back, but it was almost like, where was that quick strike ability through the first 3 quarters of the game.
Yeah, definitely. You got to wonder where that was. I think what happened with St. Louis there is they didn't really get a lot of pressure on him on that drive. It gave him time to throw the football, but and all in all, just a great overall play there by Angus McLean going to Fox Highwind, but it's a little bit too late here, and London will fall to 2-8, and unfortunately will be knocked out of playoff contention.
That's still to be determined through a couple through uh, Commissioner Irvine throughout the week when he gets his playoffs on the way with all the tiebreakers and whatnot. So London could still be in it, but chances looking grim at that as another knee in the last timeout taken from the London Knights.
Yeah, one more kneel there by Javier Vasquez here, and that will be the ball game as St. Louis will move to 5-5 and really solidify their chance of getting in the playoffs here. London came up short but played a great game against St. Louis.
London, with the remaining schedule, they have Baltimore at home, and then they travel to Carolina for the second meeting this season. Meanwhile, St. Louis, well, this was their last home game in front of the home faithful. Now they get to go to Houston and then to Sioux Falls to finish out the season with 2 weeks remaining.
Yeah, so it's gonna be hard there. St. Louis having to go on the road for the last 2 games of the season against some pretty tough competitors here. So their backs are against the wall to solidify their shot in the playoffs.
And that's going to do it. So London does fall to 2-8. Meanwhile, St. Louis gets to 500. It wasn't pretty by any means, but a win is a win no matter what happens. And so just some final thoughts on the game and a couple of stats that might stand out to you, Joe.
One of the big stats is look at the rushing yards for London. 6 rushing yards. Robert Merrill coming in here with 508 had -7 yards on 9 carries. Iggy Swift, not much better, 12 yards on 5 carries. Kyle Martinez, 19 carries, only 32 yards. Bill Cherry, 7 yards on 3 carries. McLean at 205 yards passing. Vasquez with 189. Defensively, you have Panani with 11 tackles. You had Russell with 11 tackles and an interception in the loss. As you see right there, to me, the player of the game, right there, Amy Shalizzi, 5 for 5 on field goals, and the game winner coming there being the 51-yarder, her 5th of the season. You gotta feel bad for London. They held St. Louis out of the end zone, but they still come away with the loss. And you gotta give credit to both teams. Both teams played hard.
I would also even say maybe even Drew really would be the player of the game with 2 interceptions, taking the life out of Angus McLean in that passing attack for London. But also, if St. Louis going forward, they need to really work on the third down defense or third down conversion or third down plays, no matter what it is. They were 3 of 15 today, and going up against some of the competition that they have upcoming with Houston and Sioux Falls, this is not going to cut it. So I think everybody's been saying Amy Shalizzi as the player of the game. We're going to get that here momentarily, and it is going to be Amy Shalizzi. So everybody in chat is happy with that one. 5 of 5 on field goals and a 52-yarder at that. So that's going to do it from Gateway Coliseum in St. Louis, Missouri. But that's not it for the Week 10 action. We got 2 games coming up tomorrow night, and it all kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern time with Sioux Falls and Baltimore. So for everybody here in the SFL, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you again tomorrow.